Too techy.
Too
futuristic.
Yeah, well, there is one part where... Shut up,
Hello?
phone. There is one part...
Unprofessional.
I should have unhooked it. Throw it in the trash.
Who's calling?
It has caller ID. Dox him. Put him on the spot.
You want to get
I'm not going to answer it. I just wanted to see who it was.
Who is it?
A number I don't know.
Unprofessional.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I have a bunch of songs in my head, and none of them are real.
No, what do you mean? What do you mean? Go ahead. Freestyle.
Just like the night I remember, you were there so beautiful. Just like this Reese's egg. Not a sponsor. I'm gonna engulf it all.
You sure that wasn't a song?
Not yet, I guess.
Yeah, that's Wade. He freestyles songs. What are you doing?
I have to get away from the microphone or else they're going to hear all my lippy smacking noises and
some people
gulps.
Like that. Some people like that.
Oh, sorry. ASMR. So how are you? How was your Easter?
I had a pretty good Easter. How was your Easter?
It was awesome. I liked it. We woke up, had candy for breakfast, and then we went to my dad's house and had candy for brunch. And then we went to my grandma's house and had candy for dinner.
That's so unhealthy. You need to...
I mean, we ate other food too, but
you need to make a dentist appointment.
mostly candy.
Yeah, let's address the elephant in the room. If you've seen our podcast before, this is clearly not Jericho.
You don't know that.
Oh, for those who are...
I could be wearing a mask this whole time.
Someone had it in Photoshop that. Thrash, get on it. No, so we've been on a hiatus. If you've heard our podcast before, it's... You heard nothing.
Because it hasn't been there.
We're rebooting it. So everything that you've heard before, forget about it. Just this is a rebranding.
Really?
Yeah.
All the ones that I've been on before are just gone? Just snapped out of existence?
Hey, first off, I still have them. I just took it all down because I think we're going in a new direction. We're gonna try to do video with the audio, and we're going hard this time. All right.
Let us know how we're doing. I'm going hard 24/7.
Pause. We're gonna try to get this rolling. I'm gonna do this the right way this time. Due to circumstances, we are going to have different people on the podcast. Might be me, might be Wade, might be Thrash, Samson. We're gonna rotate the guys around, see how this works. But this is the majority of the group. Jericho is a little further away, but he is still with us. He's not dead. He's in a different state. But,
that did sound a little morbid. Jericho is still with us.
Listen,
everywhere we go.
I'm not sick. I'm just getting over a cold, okay? I swear I'm not sick. I just got a little phlegm in my throat that won't go away.
Yes, because if he were sick, I would not be beside him.
Yeah, this is our setup for the time being. Might add some things. Might have a complete different setup in a couple months. Who knows? I don't know. But what I think we should be doing is we are getting started. That's the main thing. We are starting because we keep putting this on hold. Everyone keeps asking us, when's the podcast coming back? Look at you, Wiz.
Wiz? I got stuff to talk about. When's the podcast coming back?
Yeah, and I feel like we talk a lot. And
we do talk a lot.
We do talk a lot.
Outside the podcast.
Outside the podcast. And I feel like, why not make some content? Maybe we'll gain a following again.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Who cares?
Maybe edit some of the stuff that we talk about in private out. But other than that,
I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about.
We're PG always.
Yeah. Moving on.
What can we say on this podcast?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well,
I'll try not to have a potty mouth.
We can say whatever. Really. We just talk about whatever, do whatever. But yeah.
I am noticing more with the video pot. Like, I mean, I stream, so I'm on video sometimes, but like for the podcast thing where we're just talking, I noticed that I do things that wouldn't show up in the podcast, like clearing my throat. I'm like, like they'll never see this. But
now we're on video.
Yeah.
Now there's video of us. Now we have a face to the voice. Wady Bob.
Da, da, da.
And this is ShinoBroz.
ShinoBroz. I also keep looking at the preview instead of the camera.
Do I look at the camera? Do I look at you? This is new for me.
No, I look at you and I'm gonna look into their eyes. I'm gonna stop looking at that. You at home on YouTube or on your phone or computer.
This would also be awkward when it was just me and Jericho doing the podcast. Obviously, we didn't do video, but we would have one mic, and we would just sit really close proximity to each other, and and like I'm recording the audio, and I'm just staring at the screen all the time. It's weird for me to stare at someone's eyes.
Oh, yeah.
So I try not to. I don't know, it's just awkward. It's just awkward, especially when like we're sitting here. I'm like, I don't know who to look at, what to look at, but here we are, doing the thing. So how's everybody doing? Y'all still here? You still watching? How long has it been? Is it getting hot in here?
I don't.
You talk now.
I'm sweaty. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't make me laugh.
That's about it. I don't know. Did you have anything prepared? I was gonna say something when you were talking about stuff, setup and stuff like that, but I don't remember what it was now.
Why bring it up? Say it. You brought it up. Think hard.
You can edit it out.
No, we can't. We're not. This is raw footage. It's going up.
Nah, that's fine.
You'll think of it. It's gonna hit him at the end.
It'll hit me.
He's gonna go on 30 minutes tangent. What do you want?
We're gonna be like, all right, stop recording. Wait, I remember what it was. No,
well,
but
when we were setting up, or
don't worry about it. Don't bring it up.
No,
I'll think about it. No, it was just a little bit ago. Whenever we were talking, and it's not here anymore, so it's not important. So we'll just move on.
I'm sorry if I cough too much. I swear. I'm next podcast. I probably won't be coughing as much.
He'll have Ricola or something like that. Cough drop.
Just
I have cough drops actually. Do you want a cough drop?
I don't think it's gonna help.
Okay.
But shoot.
The only thing I can think of is you kept asking me if I had seen Godzilla Kong yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Have you seen Godzilla Kong?
I have not seen Godzilla Kong. You did.
I feel like I'm not allowed to say anything until you see it.
Then why
Because I didn't know if you saw it yet or not. You were asking me about it like you did.
Well, okay. Well, because I messaged, because you put it in the group chat last night, and you were like, I went to see Godzilla vs. Kong, ... And then I replied, I'm like, how was it? And I never got a response. So how was it?
Yeah, well, that's because in between me replying, or me saying that, and then you replying was like Wiz and Thrash having their own conversation. So I was like, oh, maybe it just got drowned out. Oh, well, I'll do that. And a non-spoiler, I'm going to try to be as non-spoiler as possible. I love Godzilla.
He does. He really does.
I have like a little Godzilla and Kong shrine over here.
Little shrine up there.
Which actually, next time we record this, we should just
move it.
Yeah,
over here.
Yeah, or just move this.
Like we have Game of Thrones up here.
I don't care about this shit anymore.
No one cares about that. That is irrelevant now.
That calendar is stuck on December because winter came and it's never going away. It's just I fucking don't care. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. But in non-spoiler review, I'm disappointed.
Yikes.
But I had fun. It's a fun movie, but I'm very disappointed.
Because of the casting, or
it's not well.
CGI, too much CGI. It has to be all CGI.
Yeah. No, they actually got people in suits back for this one. No, they don't.
That would be better.
No, it was just okay, so the timeline of the MonsterVerse movies,
it's like every 5 years.
Something like that. I liked Godzilla 2014 was awesome. When it came out and it was like America has full reign over Godzilla again, I was like, awesome, and everything looked awesome. And that movie was like a quintessential Godzilla movie. And sure, Bryan Cranston was in it, and he for not a long time and all that stuff. But you know, spoilers on that movie that came out in 2014. But that felt like classic Godzilla. Everything in that, like the shots and stuff like that, felt the music, even though it wasn't like licensed music yet. It was it felt like Godzilla. And then Kong Skull Island came out, and that was like fun, beat 'em up like monsters. You know, it had a large cast of characters, so you know half of them could get wiped out and you not care about them. Like just people dropping left and right, and like cool monster battles. And Kong is cool. Like I prefer Godzilla over King Kong, or I don't even know if this is King Kong in this MonsterVerse. But I loved Kong Skull Island. And my favorite movie of the MonsterVerse is Godzilla King of the Monsters. So for me, it was just like, yes, yes, yes! And I am a little biased with that one because my favorite Godzilla movie growing up was always Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, which is like the old version had Godzilla, Rodan, Mothra, and King Ghidorah in it. Mm-hmm. So that's basically just like a new age remake of it. And that was like peak MonsterVerse for me. And then Godzilla vs. Kong came out, and I was like, it's cool, but there's a lot of things that I don't like about it. Like the I wouldn't say it's too CGI heavy. No, I won't even say anything about the CGI because CGI is great in all of them. It gets too... Because the first, all the way up to King of the Monsters, I'll even argue, are grounded. They're like grounded in reality, but still fantastical enough that you can suspend your disbelief. Godzilla vs. Kong just went... it went more than King of the Monsters into, like, you know, future tech and stuff like that. But then Godzilla Kong New Empire was just like, we live in the future now. There's nothing like we got fucking spaceships. We got like, I mean, they're in the Hollow Earth because they explored the Hollow Earth in Godzilla vs. Kong and stuff like that, and that's cool.
Too techy.
Too
futuristic.
Yeah. Well, there is one part where shut up, phone.
Whoa.
There is one part.
Unprofessional.
I should have unhooked it. Throw it in the
Who's
trash.
calling?
It has caller ID. Dox him. Put him on the spot.
You want to get?
I'm not gonna answer it. I just wanted to see who it was.
Is it
A number I don't know.
unprofessional?
I'm
This is
sorry.
why. This is what.
We're in my house, by the way. I don't know if he told you that at the beginning, but
He's got the coolest basement. Wade's got the coolest basement.
yeah, we just picked the uncoolest wall in the basement. But everything, it just felt like it went from 0 to 100 in 2 movies. You know what I mean? And that is okay, but the like the storyline and how it justifies all this stuff doesn't really make sense and all that. And it's like I was going to say before, there is one piece of technology in this movie where I mean, you could probably see it. It's in the trailers, but they're like Kong's arm is hurt. So, wait, do you want to try the prototype that we've been working on? What is it? And it's like the powerhouse project or something like that. And then the one character flies away and comes back and drops this thing down, and it just like on its own like just goes on Kong's arm.
Yeah.
And is just like, you know, like, I was gonna say brain boxing, but that's a reference that probably none of you get. But the freaking like transformed onto his arm all by itself, and then like injected him with some stuff that made his arm better, because you know they planned for that in this future and stuff like that. And it was just like, all right, come on, that's stupid, but it's like you have to you have to be aware of how stupid that is, but it wasn't terrible. That's what I mean. Like the movie itself was disappointing, but it was a fun ride. So I don't know.
That reminds me of the last Transformer movie. Have you seen the last Transformer movie?
I haven't seen the last Transformer movie now. I think I've only ever seen up to 2, maybe.
Dang, you're missing out. You've seen some terrible movies. Anyways, I'm kidding.
You know what
the last one, what was it? The Rise of the Beast or something? Transformers.
Maybe I did see parts of that one. Was that the one with like dinosaurs in it and stuff?
No, that was Age of Extinction.
Oh, okay.
No,
never mind.
Either Age of Extinction or The Last Night. That was with the Dinobots. No, this one was the Beast bots.
Oh, okay.
Where there's a, I don't know why, I just couldn't. I went to watch it with Jericho. It was not wasn't a really, I don't know. I expected more, like going from like all the other Transformer movies. There was just like a lot at stake. I felt like this one wasn't that much at stake. And the gorilla, beast bot, whatever. I laughed, even though like I know like in the in the show, the TV shows, his name's the same. But when he was like, "I'm Optimus Primal," I'm like, that's
Primal. Ugh.
No, and then no, I at the end, the epic battle, the final act or whatever, the human was. It's a little fuzzy to me. I watched it once. All right, I watched it once. It was a long time ago.
I made it 5 minutes, blacked out, woke up at the end, and be like, this movie sucked.
But the end, they pulled a, like, the human character was fighting, trying to fight off the giant robots, Transformers, whatever.
Okay, yeah.
And they gave him they gave him Power Ranger suit so he can fight back. And I thought that was like the dumbest thing. I'm like, that's just a little plot armor.
Yeah.
Like that's stupid.
And you're like a mega Power Rangers fan too, so
It was a legit Power Ranger suit. There's no way you can. It was a Power Ranger suit with the Autobot symbol on it and Transformers. And
yeah.
spoiler, if you guys haven't seen it, which I don't recommend because it was not that good of a movie.
I was gonna say I
I
haven't,
think a
but I
lot of
don't care.
movies now are just for money grabs.
Yeah.
They bank on nostalgia and for a quick money grab. But no, the very end, they hinted at a G.I. Joe and Transformer collab.
Yes, I heard that. I heard that before. Actually, you might have told me.
Yeah, it was. I'm like,
Which
"Ooh."
is awesome.
Is it though?
For as
We-
dumb as it's going, you might as well cross, you know.
Do we really need another multiverse to?
I don't know. Everything's a multiverse now. It's
feel
the
like-
Hasbro verse
I
or
feel like-
whatever.
I feel like everything is trying to be connected now, all because of the MCU.
Yeah.
I think like, granted, it was before that, but MCU really made it popular.
Yeah.
And now it's oversaturated.
I will say I had that thought going into this. Because as I was watching this movie, I was like, man, how did we get from Godzilla 2014 to where we're at now? And I'm looking back and I'm like, there's been like different directors for all of the movies, except for the past two, Godzilla vs. Kong and Godzilla Kong
Yeah.
have the same director. And I was thinking, I was like, oh, dang. I think the reason why the MCU works so well, at least in the Infinity Saga,
Yeah.
is because there was like, you know, Kevin Kevin
Kevin F.
yeah, Kev. He was there. I mean, I don't know how much. I assume he was involved a lot in it, but he was the one kind of like shaping the whole vision. You know what I mean? Like there were different directors and stuff like that, but there was still, there was still like one guy with a vision going towards it. Whereas the MonsterVerse was just like, you know, Godzilla movie, different director. Kong movie, different director. Godzilla movie, different director. And they were all kind of like building off of each other until Godzilla vs. Kong, where they just kind of threw stuff out the window.
Like how Fast and Furious is.
That's what I was gonna say. It took they gave the MonsterVerse the Fast and the Furious treatment.
Yeah. Well, I also feel like with the whole MCU, didn't they say like when they hire a director, the director is just there to get the shots. You know, like they already have planned what it's gonna look like. They just need a director to get the shots.
The director's the one.
They're just there to get the shots. They're not really, you know.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, Fast and Furious. Listen, I don't care what anyone says. All right. You don't go watch Fast and Furious because they're good movies.
Yeah.
You go to watch because of the sheer ridiculousness that you might see.
They're ridiculous and they're fun. Which is what this movie was. This movie was a later stage Fast and the Furious movie.
Yikes.
I'm just disappointed because I wanted it not to go in that direction.
You wanted seriousness. You wanted...
Yeah, well, not necessarily seriousness, because King of the Monsters had a lot of humor in it, too. But one of the things that I noticed, one of the big things for me, at least, when I heard it, I was mad. You guys are probably going to pick up all my belly noises. For the first three movies, they had people doing motion capture for the faces of the monsters. So like Godzilla had the same motion capture in Godzilla 2014 and King of the Monsters, the same guy doing the motion capture. And then they had someone doing Kong and Kong Skull Island. And then in King of the Monsters, they had one for Rodan, one for... I don't know if they had one for Mothra, actually. Actually, I don't know if they had one for Rodan either. But they had one for King Ghidorah and Godzilla. But the King Ghidorah one was funny because it's three separate guys that they have, like, linked up. So they're all just, like, walking together with the mocap stuff on their face. And they took that out for Godzilla vs. Kong. And I'm assuming they didn't use it in Godzilla X Kong either, because in the new Empire either, because it's still just I don't know. And I feel like that, like with the facial stuff, I don't know, it just made it easier to connect to the monsters and stuff like that. But also I noticed that without that in the motions, or maybe it's just that I'm getting all over the place, but I'm trying to rein it in. I'm trying to rein it in.
It's like how they do in the movies nowadays.
Yeah, because I was watching clips from King of the Monsters, because the Rodan reveal in that. Have you seen that movie?
No.
The Rodan reveal in that is awesome. Like, just the monster reveals in that movie are insane. And they were kind of okay in Godzilla vs. Kong and New Empire. But a lot of the monsters also felt like they had weight to them, to where, like, they felt massive. And then in the newer ones, the monsters are also, they're mostly main characters. They kind of been side characters in the past one, but they're the main characters in these stories. And I don't know if it's just this director or like the story that he's trying to tell or whatever, but it doesn't feel like that anymore. There's like some shots where it's like grounded and all that, but the whole time that they're in Hollow Earth, basically, and when Kong like comes in contact with the other apes, that's still kind of non-spoilery. There's no humans around and stuff, and it's just hard to feel the scale of them.
Yeah.
It's just basically Planet of the Apes underground now.
Yikes. In Hollow Earth.
And I'm not saying that is bad, but it kind of like, it doesn't feel like a monster movie to me anymore whenever it's like that. Because the part, like the monster part of it, I heard one of the old directors say, like Godzilla is a force of nature. Mm-hmm. Like, take out Godzilla and add like a tornado or a hurricane or something like that. Like, that's what, I think it was the 2014 one. That's what Godzilla was. I mean, he had personality and stuff like that in that too, but that is, you know, the sheer mass of all that.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, and especially with Godzilla running, like when you take that out of it, when you take the weight out of it, and you have like Godzilla running or something like that, like elephants can run, but I don't know how fast they run. I might be
probably not that fast.
I might be not. I don't know. If you just watch big things in nature, like, I mean, Godzilla is like throwing his hands around and stuff like that, when in all the other movies he was like slow and stoic and, you know, like felt heavy. This one feels like a wacky inflatable arm flailing tube man.
Yeah.
And it roaring every like 5 seconds, and I'm like, come on. Like, I know kids like the roars, but it's just like Godzilla comes out. I'm pretty sure there's like a whole scene where you just hear like over and over again. And I don't know. So with all this negativity, I actually enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the movie. I'm disappointed from it, but the monster fights in it are cool, but it just doesn't feel like what it was before, and that's what disappoints me about it.
They just bank on nostalgia.
And I understand that the movies are going in a direction that maybe they're not exactly for me anymore. You know, they're appealing more towards kids, which I can't blame them for, because Toho did that back in the day. Like, there was the Showa era of Godzilla movies, where they were like big, dumb, goofy, like all the crazy shit that you see Godzilla do in the old movies is probably from that era. Like the freaking, where he drop kicks Megalon. And have you ever seen that? Where Godzilla's running and then he just like and hits him. But yeah, so they're just taking the MonsterVerse from the original stuff into the Showa era, and then, but there was the Heisei era, which came after the Showa era, which made everything a little more serious and I don't know if it made it more grounded, but it made it more serious again.
Okay.
So
Let's
maybe it'll do that whole Godzilla cycle over again, just in America.
Let's switch it up a little bit. All right. How do you feel about the live action Avatar?
The live action Avatar? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. We had differing opinions.
Your opinions are wrong.
I liked it. I didn't love it. It wasn't the best thing ever made. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I didn't hate it. Which is more than...
I would say this. If you're watching it without knowing the original series, and you're watching it out for the pure just drama of it...
I mean, I watched the original series and I thought it was still okay.
Shut up. Shut up. If you watch it as like a drama series without knowing the original context, sure, it works. It works. However, I did not like it. I did not like it. Hate's a strong word. Hate's still reserved for the live action movie.
Yeah.
Is it better than the live action movie? Yes. Is it watchable? Debatable. If you're a really diehard Avatar fan, everyone knew going into this, it was gonna divide the fandom for sure. There's a lot of people that liked it, a lot of people that don't. I think for me is the inconsistency of them picking what they wanted to make into their main storyline and combining multiple storylines into one, which doesn't really work if you're going with the original content. Like, for example, spoiler alert, but if you're watching this and you know about Avatar, you probably already seen the live action. So,
should have.
Yeah, or else you're not a real fan. In that case, yeah. Turn us off. No, but like what was his name? The owl.
Oh, I don't remember his name.
He.
I like how you're like, you're not a true Avatar fan. And it's like, what's the character's name?
He who knows,
the library owl.
Was it Wu Shi Tong or something? Wu Shi Tong, whatever. The owl. He who knows 10,000 things. He was in the spirit world, which isn't gonna. Who's if they do season 2? Is it season 2? Yeah, season 2. When we get to the library, is he gonna be there or like he's out of place right there.
Yeah. See, I think that was okay because for the condensing, just because it kind of makes sense because he represents like wisdom. So he gave him wisdom in the spirit world. It just wasn't in a library with a bunch of foxes running around putting books away.
Okay.
I will miss the fox. Oh, there was a fox. There was a fox in it, so.
Yeah. Okay.
That was. I will admit some of the stuff was kind of dumb.
What about Heibai, the spirit, the Heibai, the spirit. All right. So remember in the original, they had the whole episode.
That's the panda spirit.
Yeah, they had the whole episode where the villagers are going missing, and Aang went into the spirit world to like help bring back whatever. But at the end of the episode, Heibai comes back. Transform back to a panda, everything's okay. Everyone comes back. In the live action, however, he sees Heibai, but he never got back those people. Or
he did. They got freed.
Yeah, but the panda never came back. The panda, he didn't transform back to a panda.
That's what I was wondering. I thought he did, or they mentioned something about it. I was kind of like, I agree with you on that. They didn't do that much about, because that whole episode is about like, like anything that's destroyed can be good again, basically. Yeah. Like the forest was all burned down, but nature finds a way and sprouts back up again with the seed and stuff. But I feel like they didn't spend that much time on that. Like that was just the entry to other stuff.
See, they're taking what they want.
But it wasn't terrible. It wasn't I wasn't like heartbroken over they didn't show the panda at the end, because they still did that storyline just with other storylines mixed in with it. Like I I thought that it was kind of cool. Oh, I don't remember his name. Is it like Ko?
Ko.
Yeah.
Ko. The faceless or the face stealer.
Yeah, that Ko was in there. I don't think he was. He was a face stealer, but I think he stole the faces of people he ate in the live action, rather than like if you show emotion, he'll steal your face.
Yeah.
Which is kind of creepy too, because I watched that scene back in the anime. Yes, it is an anime. It's a Western anime. I don't know how you feel about that. But I rewatched that part in it, and it is kind of creepy, like whenever he's like outside of the tree and the monkey turns around and it has no face, and then it's like jump scare, like ah, and then like it is kind of like unnerving that you have to not show emotion at all while you're talking to him. But I don't know. I thought that he was pretty cool in the live action, and his voice acting was cool from what I remember. Like the dialogue that he had and stuff.
He was definitely creepy for sure, but again, you're not supposed to show emotion. But whatever, I see what they were doing with him.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'll let that one slide.
But is it that important? Is the no emotion part that important, or is it just important because it's nostalgia?
I don't know.
That's a lot of the things for me. Is it's not the way that they originally did it, but was the way that they originally did it needed for the way that they're telling the story this time, is how I feel.
I found Prince Zuko very whiny in this one. Like, he's very...
I mean, he is kind of always whiny.
Yeah, but, you know, in the original, he's aggressive whiny. Where in this one, he's like, but Uncle...
Yeah.
I like the actor who played Uncle Iroh for other things that he's been in. But
yeah, he's in that Kim's Convenience or something like that. Yeah.
But him as Uncle Iroh kind of missed for me. Not gonna lie.
Uncle Iroh was lacking.
Yeah. He
wasn't terrible, but he was lacking.
I think he was just more adult figure than like in the original. He's whimsical. He's funny.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
He's also like wisdom underneath.
He's lighthearted. Yeah. He knows not to take life too seriously.
I wanted the scene where he's like, Prince Zuko, you're never gonna guess where my lotus tile was. It was under my sleeve this whole time.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted that. They didn't give it to me.
Yeah.
They did give me the scene where Aang was like, you know, if 100 years ago, do you think we could have been friends? That scene I liked. I wanted to see
They
that.
had to include that. That's like a crucial part of the relationship.
What I don't like is when did Katara become a master all of a sudden?
See, I felt like it was gradual enough. The thing that I didn't like, the girl boss moment that I didn't like was whenever she met the teacher.
Hey, be careful,
I'm just saying what you're thinking out loud. When she met the master, and he was like, you know, I don't teach girls, like how he was in the anime, but after she beat him, I feel like it still should have stayed the same, like her learn under him, because he's still a master. She was able to keep up with him. Doesn't necessarily mean that he was better than him, you know what I mean? Because then that's to me just doing that was like a girls are better than boys thing, where it's like, yes,
I don't understand.
You showed that you are capable. Wait, what?
I don't understand the progression. There was just she was water whipping for like 2 episodes, and then all of a sudden she's making all these. I mean, granted, maybe, you know, they skip a little bit. We didn't see her. The problem was they didn't show us her gradually improving. I
mean, the things that she was kind of doing weren't like extensive either, though. Like water whipping, she was practicing water whipping and stuff like that. And then the scene where she like raised water up, that was just a water wall. It's just a water wall. That was not like
the beginning. So the beginning when in the original, Aang went Avatar state and like blocked Zuko's ship with the iceberg. Remember that?
Okay,
in the
that
very
was a little excessive.
Yeah.
Did she do that in the original though?
No. In the original, Aang went Avatar state because he fell into the water, went Avatar state, and then launched a bunch of ice on Zuko's ship and stopped his ship.
Okay.
In the live action, she just creates this giant wall of water and saves Aang when he was flying because like Zuko like did a fire punch and where Appa is, you're telling me Katara, no experience waterbending, just lifted all that water up. And she's like, I did that. And then the rest, and like the episodes after, she's just water whipping. Power inconsistency right there.
Yeah.
And then at the very end,
I mean, she was pretty high up, but I still think it's just a water wall.
But that's
you can take your hands in the water and go, and then and create the same thing
but
that she did.
She could barely move the water in the beginning.
Okay.
And then at the end of the season, she fights Zuko, and Master Pocky was like, "You're a master now," after giving her no lessons whatsoever.
Yeah, I had a problem with that. Because like, the message should be that girls are just as capable as guys, women are just as capable as men. But that to me felt like, I'm a girl, and you don't teach girls, so I have to prove that I'm better than you. And it's like, you don't have to be better. You just showed that you're competent, and there's still room to learn.
And then,
still room to grow and stuff like that.
And then the whole time, Aang just keep his mouth shut.
Yeah.
Live action, he didn't say a word. He's like, he's the master. I'm not gonna snap for you.
Yeah.
When the original, he's like, that's not fair.
Yeah, but still teach me. Or no, Katara actually said, still do your waterbending teaching, but I'm just not gonna do it.
And then
with that sexist pig man.
And then they took away Zhao's redemption kind of too, because like in the live action they just painted Zhao as this like really bad guy, which he is.
I liked Zhao in the live action actually.
Yeah,
but I don't remember.
He was in the actor who played Zhao was in Rush Hour.
Oh, was he?
He's the blonde guy.
It's been a while since I've seen the Rush Hour movies.
I know. No, but he's a really good actor.
You watch him like monthly, but
I love Rush Hour. No, but but basically in the original, Zhao and Zuko had that little fight at the end, and the Avatar Godzilla grabs him.
Kaiju fish.
Yeah, Kaiju fish grabs him, and he's like, Zuko's trying to help him, and Zhao's like, no, I've done too much. Let me die, kind of thing. Which I thought was like, you know what, humanizes him a little bit, gives him a good ending. Because at the end, he chose to, to pay for his misdeeds. Where in this one, I think I might be a little foggy, but I'm pretty sure Uncle Iroh just kills him. Like he just kicks him off the ledge or whatever.
I don't know. He does do that, but I think the kaiju fish still killed him somehow.
But there was no
maybe
there was no him redeeming himself. No, what I think was okay. I remember. So you remember like in the original, the Agni Kai,
yeah,
with Zuko and Zhao, where Zuko won and then he walks away and then Zhao tries to like hit him while his back's turned and Uncle Iroh stops him.
Yeah,
they pretty much took that and
put it in the real world instead of Agni Kai.
Yeah, and that's how they killed Zhao off. Was Zuko won, Zuko walks away, and then he tries to like give him one more hit, and Uncle Iroh comes down and just kicks him in the water.
Okay.
And yeah, so
I think I remember something like that.
So they took away Zhao's redemption for me, for that. Also, speaking of Agni Kais, when they did the live action Zuko versus the Fire Lord, I hated that. I hated it. I think they just did that to show off the bods, which I mean, Fire Lord was pretty buff. I'm not gonna lie. All right, live action.
Oh, those bubbies up.
He's daddy, okay? but no. I think they just did that to show off the Agni Kai, which I thought was kind of dumb. Which was good. I like the fight. I didn't like how they did it because in the original, Prince Zuko was supposed to beg for mercy. They didn't do that. No, Zuko's fighting. I'm like, it made more impactful if he was just like, Father, I don't want to fight you, like, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
He was begging for mercy, and then Ozai just burns him. That shows more like evilness, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But in the live action, they kind of painted Ozai as good. I think he's a good dad. Not gonna lie. Granted, he's manipulative. He's trying to
tough love.
Tough love. That's what it is. He's trying to get his two kids to better each other, whatever, in a manipulative way. But I feel like
still daddy issue worthy. But
I feel like he does.
They try to justify. Yeah.
It looks like he's just trying to like tough love with his kids, and Azula's also whiny. She's a little drama queen. Where in the original she's punctual. She's she knows everything. She's on top of everything. Where in this one is like, I have to be better than Zuko. Blah blah blah. Shut up.
I wonder if they're gonna go, because in the original, I kind of saw like Azula as being like psychotic.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's like beyond saving, like she's off the deep
Pure
end.
evil.
Yeah. Whereas in the live action and in today's times where we try to have compassion for people, I wonder if it's just like, just this rivalry as far as it's gonna go.
I want Azula to be evil. Just stay true to the character in the show. In the original show, she's who she is, and that's what made her a badass. Seeing her be like whiny kind of ruins it for me. It was like, wow, so you're just insecure.
Yeah.
Like, that's not Azula. You're not Azula. You're not my Azula. Get out of here.
You're not Azula. That Azula probably didn't even kill animals or something like that when she was a kid.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, I don't like the live action Azula, just because she seems very insecure about herself, where in the original she's very sure of herself. She knows what she's capable of. Where
entitled.
Yeah, which I loved it. That it makes her more badass.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, she's too obsessed with being the best at everything,
Yeah.
Whereas the original, she knows she's the best.
Yeah. Like you said, it's driven by insecurity rather than like arrogance, I guess. And
like I said, I like the Fire Lord in the live action, which is saying something.
Yeah.
In the original, you're not supposed to like the Fire Lord, whereas this one's like, he's just tough love. I get it. like when you're signing with him, I can see, I can understand why he's doing this.
When girls on the internet and guys are like,
he's not.
I wouldn't mind him being my daddy.
No, not that. I'm just.
But yeah, but have you seen that on the internet? Whenever that came out, there's like a bunch of memes with him being like, "Yes, daddy." Yeah.
And I think that you're not supposed to show his face, but I get it.
They're paying an actor. You want to show the actor's face.
Yeah.
It's not a movie. It's a series.
Yeah. Like I said, if it's a drama series, that's what it is. If you're watching it without the source material, it makes a good drama series. There's a lot of drama going on. That's what they're banking on. I mean, what else can they do? There's a lot of things you can't translate over from an animation,
Yeah.
A lot of the animation you can't translate over to live action. It just doesn't work. So how do you make it better or make it watchable at all is to make it in a series. There's a lot of dialogue. There's a lot of dialogue in live action.
Oh, the dialogue is bad.
The dialogue's very long for me, and that's what makes it sometimes not watchable. Because in the original show, it's 30 minute episodes.
Yeah.
It's cartoon. It's drawn. It's animation. So everything's got to be precise or whatever. Whereas in live action, you have to fill the time with dialogue.
Well, I feel like the dialogue was just bad at times anyway.
Yeah.
Like Nana, Grandma, what was? She was just reading the back of the DVD case. Like that was her dialogue. Was just reading the back of the DVD case. Yeah,
dialogue was not. It's just long at points, and the Another thing they changed was the Cave of Two Lovers. That they changed. They changed that because that was supposed to be a pivotal moment for Aang and Katara in the show, in the original show, where they were about to kiss, but they didn't. And that was...
Will they, won't they?
Yeah. So that was a different change. And they changed the... a lot of people made a big deal about this, was the story about the Cave of Two Lovers. And in the live action, it's a gay couple. Which,
yeah, you mentioned that.
Which it works.
I didn't notice. I also don't really care though.
Yeah, which it works. Because in the original, the reason that it was forbidden was because like different families, whatever. Which in the new
Romeo and Juliet.
In the live action, it was forbidden because they're gay. So that's probably why they're forbidden. But also,
or it just made it more impactful.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah. I can see why the creators walked away from it.
I can kind of see that too. If that is the reason why they walked away.
I don't know, there's a bunch of people saying that they walked away because they want to make changes, but I'm like, I don't think they want to make that many changes.
Yeah.
Where I think Netflix wanted to make a lot of changes and they just weren't on board with it. So, I don't know. I'm more excited for their Avatar Studios to see what they're gonna...
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna do with the original characters, because they're making movies with the original characters. So,
that's cool.
Yeah.
That also goes to show what you said about the directors and stuff like that walking away from the project. You've seen One Piece, right? The live action One Piece, to me, is amazing. The live action Avatar is good. Okay. And I feel like if they would have had like the original creators along for the entire ride, that Avatar live action could have been like One Piece. But for some reason, I don't know why. I don't know, because they did the Avatar happen, like the Avatar directors walking away happened before One Piece.
Yeah.
And I guess now I'm wondering if they're going to try to get them back for like season 2 or something like that. Since they saw the success of like, oh shit, maybe if we just let the creators, have full reign over their intellectual property, maybe it will turn out okay or whatever.
I don't know. I don't think the creators are gonna try, because they're gonna have to fix everything.
I mean, I don't blame them.
There's a lot that they took from like other seasons and cram it all in season 1, which just doesn't work. So
I don't think they would have to fix it.
Well,
they'd have to change some things.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, look at Star Wars. They did that with the new Star Wars trilogy.
Star Wars is just a money grab now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but they were like...
They're just money grabs.
They were like... Whatever the hell his name was. Lost guy.
Lost guy.
Kylo
Ren?
No, guy that created Lost.
The guy who created Lost. The show?
What is his name? Help me out. Yeah, the show.
I don't know. I don't watch Lost.
Because he directed the first one, episode 6. Or episode 7.
I'm going to go with director names. I'm going to go with names in general.
I keep thinking M. Night Shyamalan, and I know it's not him.
It's not him.
I know it's not
definitely
him.
not him.
No, anyway, guy that created Lost, he did episode 7.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, it's basically a rehash of the very, like, episode 4. And then episode 8 had the new director, and he's like, all those storylines that you were setting up in 7, I'm getting rid of all of them. Like, just annihilated your whole project. And then they were like, no, we don't like that, so you're out. And then they got guy that created Lost back for 9, and he's like, well, actually, I've never seen 9 yet, but everything I've heard is just like, the whole movie is just like kind of, or maybe not the whole movie, but like he kind of backtracks things that were done in those, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I think
it's just...
He's got to get someone to just fix everything.
Yeah, I just feel like it's direction. There needs to be some type of like direction that everyone's on board for.
No one wants to wait for the build up. They just want the money now.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. Everyone's banking on nostalgia, and so everything's a money grab.
But Marvel did it. Marvel did it. Not all their movies not all their movies were spectacular, but they were all great in the Infinity Saga. And I think it's because it was one vision leading to one endpoint.
Yeah, no, not Marvel.
And now everything's like, we want everything to be a cinematic universe. But we don't know, like you said, everyone wants it now. Everyone wants to, like, and to get it out before the competitor, because I feel like that's why, I think they said that's why Superman versus Batman versus Superman did so poorly, was because they tried to rush it.
They were trying to compete with Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. They just basically rushed things too much on that.
Yeah, everyone wants the money now. That's the problem.
They're like, we're going to have Batman versus Superman, but it's not only going to be Batman versus Superman, it's going to be Batman versus Superman with Wonder Woman, and then we're also going to bring in freaking what's his face? Cyborg. And just a little piece of Cyborg, and then we're going to talk about Aquaman too, because we got to set up for the Avengers, because we're already so behind MCU. We have to get it together.
No.
Instead of just going at their own pace.
And now they're rebooting and everything, so everything prior is just garbage.
Marvel didn't do it first, but they did it best. And then DC tried to play catch up instead of going at their own pace. Because I don't think cinematic universes are bad. I just think that they take time, and not everyone wants to put the time into it. Because
not everyone sees the vision.
Yeah, because a lot of the to bring it back to MonsterVerse, because that's my thing. A lot of the stuff in the MonsterVerse, I feel like could have been better had they taken more time. And because I'm like, that's a connected universe, cool. And the original Godzilla movies are basically a connected universe.
Yeah.
Because there was Godzilla, and then there was a Mothra movie. And then Rodan had his own movie. And then they all came together for that Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster that had all of them. Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster was basically the Avengers of the Godzilla cinematic universe. Like the original, not the MonsterVerse. Which I think it would have been cool had they made him like the Thanos of the MonsterVerse too. Even though I think King of the Monsters was amazing. But
I think
Ghidorah is like a Thanos character.
I think everything now is just, like I said, a money grab. There's no end, because they just want to keep it going. So they're like, no, just pick up little stories. We're not putting in. There's no vision. So.
Well, I wonder how cinema is going to be in the years coming up too, because that whole writer strike and stuff like that that happened. They had to put in there, if they had to put in there that scripts cannot be written by AI. For a fact that some scripts, if not most to all scripts, were written by AI. And we as viewers are like, yeah, that seems pretty legit.
What time we at almost an hour. That's gonna have to be a topic for another episode.
Yeah, well, that's the tail end of that.
Yeah, next time.
I figured this is wrapping it up pretty good. Yeah, came back to cinematic universes and how they don't work.
First podcast is back, and we did the loopy loop thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And next time we'll talk about AI and how that's
fun.
Crazy. It's crazy to play with. It's fun to play with. Crazy to use for work.
To use for work? Oh yeah, I haven't had to use it. I'll talk about it in the other episode though.
Yeah, man. Guess we'll wrap it up here. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. You gonna come back for next episode, or?
I might be here for next episode.
We'll talk about.
Yeah.
Who?
I might come back for more. You might see more of my face.
He's part of the group. He just chooses. He has commitment issues.
That's not a lie.
But we'll wrap it up here. I'm Sly.
I'm Wade.
And this is ShinoBroz. Catch you on the flip flop. 5 guys?
Five Guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, the nearest Five Guys is like an hour away now, but sure.
We get Five Guys.
Five Guys.
Peace.